Open pit exit, please.
4 contenders.
Pit exit is
all
now
up for
open.
the Repco Supercars Championship of 2025 as the cars roll out now for qualifying. Boost Mobile qualifying, done over 2 parts in preparation for what's going to become a top 10 shootout. We're going to sort out our order for the way in which things are going to start for our 78 lap race coming up for this afternoon. We've got 53 points covering those top 4 contenders. 13 points now, the margin between Brock Feeney and Chaz Mostert.
Randall, they repaired that car last night for a massive shunt yesterday. Left front went straight in, and he's just given that wall another bump. That wasn't anywhere near yesterday, obviously, because that was a monster hit yesterday, but it still hit hard enough, probably to buckle that left-hand rear wheel. We can just see that wheel. It's hard with the scuff mark. Maybe the scuff mark makes it look like it's been buckled.
Meantime, Cam Waters has come up into position 2 as we pick up on Randall. Feeney's flying out there as well. The early sectors for Tom Randall look pretty good, so the question mark around the behaviour of the car after rubbing the wall has been resolved with a 19.5 for him to go to the top. But it's those below the line that we're fully focused on at the moment. Mostert has only just crept in, only just, but he's vulnerable. So this next and final lap with 44 remaining, critical.
He's out. He's out at the moment. He's 19th. So all the focus at the moment on Chaz Mostert. So what does he do? This is a good lap for Feeney. Feeney at the moment, fastest cumulative to the end of sector 2.
Seconds.
Jackson Evans comes up 14 spots. What does Feeney do now? What does the number look like? Nick Percat comes up 21 spots. Will Brown comes to the top. Will Brown, sensational lap with a 19.5.
And Cam Hill, Feeney punches back with a 19.3 over the top of Matt Payne. We go back and find Mostert, who's a bit vulnerable at the moment. He's down in 22nd position. This is critical to his championship, and they are biting their nails inside the garage at Walkinshaws. Is he going to have enough to be able to get there? Kai Allen moves up into position 3. What does the number look like? And he gets there at the death knock. That is as tight as you want to play the game. Chaz Mostert, position number 4. Oh, too tight.
That's too tight. That's actually a ridiculous level of pressure, and you could see Sam Scafidi, his engineer, with his head, he's buried basically. He was covering up his head because he knew Ryan Wood goes to the top now with a 19.2. He knew it was all or nothing.
Cam Waters has just been punted out. Heimgartner's out. Remember yesterday they lost a harmonic balancer in qualifying and fractured the oil cooler. Spilt oil everywhere with that car and shredded an opportunity for them to do well in qualifying. So you got Heimgartner, Waters, Fullwood, who at one point was well up in the northern end of the field. He's dropped out. Davison down the order. Golding and Cindric, our wild card, at the bottom of the queue. Here's Fullwood. Can he dig out with a couple of corners remaining? I need to study the micros, but I can't take my eyes off the monitor at the moment to have a look at the way in which this field is constantly tossing and turning. Payne copped a curb strike. Forward's coming up. And he digs out just in time with a position 13, up 9 spots.
And you guys just spoke about putting Chaz Mostert under pressure. Last-minute decision to change tyres on this car. He had just put green tyres on, and there's just a little bit of uneasiness at the moment with Chaz Mostert's car. It's not firing up.
Oh, stop it. Need that headache at this point in the weekend for a championship contender.
So what they're doing down here at Walkinshaw and Jeddah United for Chaz, they've started the motor up because they've ticked the box. The car has to start under its own power. So when they used the jump battery to start it up, they had to charge the battery with the alternator, and then they turned it off, and then it started by its own power. So they've left the car running. So they've got fans blowing air into the car so it doesn't overheat. They've made the decision to wait for the final run because they went off sequence with the rest of the field because they didn't leave with the rest of the field at the start of the session. So there's a brand new set of tyres on the car for Chaz right now, ready and waiting. And what they're going to do is go with the rest of the queue when everyone leaves.
All right, mate. Just take it down a peg here. We're just going to set up for the last run.
We're coming up to the 2-minute mark in this session. It's going to explode at the back end of this one as everybody just puts together a max attack lap to be able to get in. Just outside at the moment, we've got Cameron, Brown, Mostert, Payne, Percat, Costecchi, Ojeda and LeBrock. 2 championship contenders currently outside the 10.
Yeah, so you can see on our totem there with the shield as the insignia for 13th and 14th for Brown and Mostert, currently outside that. So huge pressure on those 2 guys to put a lap together. we're going to see, and our prediction is roughly a 19.45-ish, 19.4-ish. We're going to see a heap of people do a final lap with 1 minute 20 remaining.
And that's a huge requirement and expectation on the drivers as Wood goes to the top again on a 19.1, because you're asking yourself, and the team's asking the driver to be picture perfect 14 corners around this racetrack and every element of it to be executed to absolute perfection. That's no easy task lap on lap. Absolutely. These guys are the best in the business, but it's still a high demand. Di Pasquale's gone fast in sector 1. Someone complaining about traffic in the background. It's a 1/100th of a second margin between Wood and Murray, who's parked up at the moment. Barry Ryan's parked him up in the garage and left him there. They feel they're safe. Mark talked about what the cut-off time may be. It's those south of the red line that we're focused on. Allen's down there at the moment. Brown is down there, and so is Mostert. 3 championship contenders with 37 seconds remaining trying to dig out.
I don't reckon this lap for Mostert's good enough. It'll put him up, but it's a 19.31. That's not the sort of lap that you need to be able to do. He's going to be on the cusp here. Kostecki up with a 19.2. Will Brown now, 19.16, fastest car. Matt Payne up 13 positions to P4.
Anton Di Pasquale punches out a big number and quickly jumped over the top by Brock Feeney, who's done a 19 flat, and Kai Allen gets into the 18s, the first 18 that we've seen. Is this guy giving himself the chance to be the youngest ever Supercar champion?
Close pit exit.
He made it into the finals. He's just gone super quick out there and shows a big statement for speed. But look at those below the line. Mostert is 11th at the moment. The checkered flag is being flown.
Aaron Cameron has just done a 19.11 to be third fastest, and it's popped his Ford counterpart out of the top 10. Mostert is now 11th. I said at the end of that lap, I'm not sure whether that's fast enough. It's not fast enough.
Sam's shaking his head. Ryan Wood's on a better lap. His first sector is the best that we've seen in the session. Mostert is currently sitting in 11th. You raised the question. All eyes focused on the line here as to whether he goes further up the field, and he doesn't.
Oh,
he
my
doesn't.
God.
It's a 19.4 on that lap, and he'll be filthy, as you can imagine. And it's how did that happen? Why did that happen? This is about an accumulation of getting every element just right at the exact right moment. And things, as Ree was explaining before, went wrong down there in the approach. So Allen from Feeney, from Cameron, from Di Pasquale, from Brown, from Payne, from Wood, from Randall. This is obviously not the final order.
Ryan Wood,
Back
great
to the top.
job.
18.9 for him.
Excellent lap, Ryan Wood. Perfect lap.
But Mostert now down to 12th as a consequence, and that's where he will start the race. That immediately makes life hard this afternoon. Immediately.
Well, where did Will Brown start yesterday? 12th. He got hit on the opening lap and went back to last. This is a massive moment in this year's championship.
There's the players that you're going to see in the Boost Mobile Top 10 shootout to come. Wood through Kostecki, and a crazy margin of just on 0.3 of a second covers them. But the big story here is those that are on the outside of this group. It's Fullwood, it's Mostert with an underline around that one, as you well witnessed just a moment ago. From Hill, from Percat, from Courtney, Jones, LeBrock, Ojeda, and then earlier in that first session, Reynolds, Heimgartner, Waters, Evans, Davison, Golding and Cindric were all eliminated.